I never thought I'd be the kind of person to find my life unraveling like a cliché soap opera plot, but here we are. My name's Emily, and up until a few days ago, I thought I was living my best life. Engaged to a man I adored, planning a wedding, and completely oblivious to the secret that would destroy everything. It started innocently enough. My fiancé, Ryan, told me he was heading out for the evening to catch the game with a friend. I didn't think twice about it. He'd been spending more time out lately, but I assumed it was just the stress of wedding planning. If only I'd trusted my gut instead of brushing off the unease. That night, I went to my parents' house to drop off some wedding invitations for my mom to mail out. When I walked in, the place was eerily quiet. I called out a couple of times, but no one answered. My mom had told me earlier she'd be at her book club, so I figured Dad must have gone out, too. As I made my way to the living room, I heard muffled voices coming from the direction of the den. The door was slightly ajar, and I paused when I heard Ryan's voice. My stomach twisted. Why would he be here? Maybe he wanted to surprise me with my dad's help for some wedding detail. That's what I told myself, anyway. Then I heard my dad laugh, a low, intimate sound that made my skin crawl. Curiosity got the better of me, and I pushed the door open just enough to see inside. What I saw froze me in place. Ryan and my father were tangled together on the couch, unmistakably in the middle of something I'll never be able to unsee. My dad's shirt was halfway unbuttoned, and Ryan, my fiancé of 3 years, was kissing him like he'd never kissed me. The sound of the door creaking alerted them, and they jumped apart like guilty teenagers caught sneaking out. Ryan's face turned white as a sheet, and my dad, well, he just looked stunned, like he hadn't considered the possibility of being caught. Emily, this isn't, Ryan started, scrambling for words. Don't. Just don't. My voice didn't even sound like mine. It was flat, detached, like I was floating outside my own body. I turned to leave, but my dad had the audacity to call after me. Emily, wait! Let's talk about this. I spun around, finally finding my voice. Talk about what, Dad? How you're sleeping with my fiancé. How long has this been going on? Weeks? Months? Years? Neither of them answered. Ryan was still frozen, and my dad had the nerve to look ashamed, but neither of them offered me the truth. I hope you're happy together, I said, my voice shaking. Because you've both lost me. I walked out, got in my car, and drove. I don't even remember where I went at first, just anywhere but there. The betrayal hit me in waves. The man I thought I'd marry and the father I thought I could trust had both destroyed me in a single moment. I've since called off the wedding and cut off contact with both of them. My mom is devastated, but she supports my decision. As for Ryan and my dad, I have no idea if they're still, whatever they were. I don't care to find out. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that sometimes the people you trust most are the ones who hurt you the worst. And in the end, it's better to walk away from the wreckage than to stay and try to make sense of it. Haven't said any of this out loud or typed it out to anyone besides my family and therapist. Here goes nothing IG. I'm gonna give the full background so everything falls into place. My wife, 26F, and I, 26M, have been together since we were both in 7th grade middle school. We went through all of high school and the same college together with zero breaks or time offs. We always had a strong connection and loved each other throughout those 9 school years. Everyone in our classes knew we would get married. Got voted that at prom, LOL. I proposed our junior year of college and we got married after graduating. We were both 22. My parents got divorced when I was 6, then my mom remarried when I was 15. Mom was 48 and he was 52. He was a basketball player, played 4 years at a D1 college, and played overseas for 5+ years. Never was good enough for G League or NBA, but he had married my mother after all that and was / as a roofer ever since. He is 63 now. Me personally, I'm 5 feet 6 inches and never played any sports throughout school. Don't get me wrong, I always made sure to stay in shape and always went to the gym regularly my entire life, but I never competitive sports mainly because of my height. Anyways, So basically my wife has known my stepfather for as long as I have. Anytime he would see me, she would be with me. Fast forward now, we're 4 years into marriage and one child, 2 years old. My mother lives less than 5 minutes from us, so we always see them. My wife is an engineer and I work in pharmaceutical sales. My schedule is always different daily, but I'm mainly always working 8 to 4, most of the days coming after 4. One day I had nearly half my sales closed early and was headed home around 1. I pull in and see my stepfather's car parked in the street down from us. At first, I thought, oh, he knows someone in the neighborhood. I go home and I always walk in through the side door, not the garage, quicker to get in. Coincidentally, there's no Ring camera there. I walk in and right away just hear loud SUS noises. I go upstairs quietly, open our bedroom door, and see my 26F wife having sex with my 63-year-old stepfather in our bed. The worst part was they couldn't even see/hear me open the door, so it was maybe 12 to 15 seconds of me just standing there, jaw dropped, speechless, maybe 5 to 6 feet away from them. Her only single repeated answer to why she did it was, I just needed something different. Until this day, I never know when it started. I keep assuming minimum 5+ years since they have known each other for 11 years. I'll probably never know. Going through the divorce process now. And honestly, I felt 100x worse for my mother. The pain she's also in is terrible. And yes, I did get a paternity test and the child is mine. But in summary, I never felt being less of a man till now, but working on a better self. I, 23F, met my boyfriend, 24F, 2 years ago, and we have been dating for 1 year. Until now our relationship has been healthy, but it wasn't until recently I have noticed a slight difference in my boyfriend. He had been acting more protective of his stuff, like asking me why I was using his phone to search something. I didn't really mind, but it did make me slightly suspicious. My best friend, 23F, of 4 years, had her birthday recently and invited me, my boyfriend, and 5 other friends to go out to a carnival since she wanted to do something a little different. We all arrived there at 10 a.m. and had a great time. After being at the carnival for 5 hours, we were preparing to leave to go to a restaurant when my best friend had to go to the bathroom and my other friends decided to get some snacks or go on one more ride. Me and my boyfriend were together waiting to get some cotton candy when he said that he was going to get some chips from another stall. I didn't mind and he left. After a couple minutes I got the cotton candy, so I decided to go to the food stall he said he was going to, but he wasn't there. I was walking around a bit to see if I could find him and walked by 3 photo booths that showed the people inside on a little screen outside of the photo booth taking their photos when I noticed familiar faces. It took me a few seconds, but then I realized my boyfriend and best friend were having a full-on make-out session in there. I felt absolutely shocked and betrayed by them. I broke into silent tears, but I immediately decided I wasn't going to let them get away with this, so I recorded them as evidence while crying and went to the bathroom after recording them and cried for what felt like hours. They made me feel so stupid and naive. But after around 10 minutes I calmed myself down and headed back to the place where most of the food stalls were. 2 minutes later my boyfriend comes with a smile on his face and the chips and said that there was a long line. I did my best to smile back and act okay. Then me and my friends went to the restaurant and ordered our food. I felt so broken inside and hated pretending like everything was fine and like nothing had happened between them. After 3 hours, 81 left and went home. Now I want to gather more evidence of my boyfriend and best friend cheating, and I want to find out a way to confront them the best way possible. If anyone has any ideas, please let me know and I will update soon. Update: it has been over a day, and after reading comments I decided to send a video to friends and family, including my now ex-boyfriend and ex-best friend's family. I explained to all of them me and my boyfriend are broken up because of obvious reasons. His family and hers have apologized to me, and most of our friends have taken my side and blocked him and her. I have blocked them both on all social medias and their numbers and emails so they cannot contact me. My favorite part about this is that he lives in my apartment because him and his family aren't on good terms. While I sent the video to Edie when he was also at his friend's house, yes, I know he was at my ex-best friend's house, and he came back after getting my message breaking up with him to see his stuff and outside of the apartment. Thank you for the advice, everyone.